Hello and welcome to Freedom Watch. I'm Ashley Webster in for Judge Napolitano. Tonight, the latest poll on the race to become the Republican nominee to run against President Obama has the GOP scrambling. Let's face it, nearly panicking ahead of the Iowa caucuses. The poll by Public Policy Polling has Newt Gingrich rapidly dropping now to third and Congressman Ron Paul leading the pack in Iowa. It seems that Newt's loss is the Congressman Paul's gain. Now, Congressman Paul is trying to capitalize on the momentum, attacking some of his Republican challenges in a lengthy Tonight Show interview.
How about Mitt Romney?
He used to be governor of Massachusetts.
Right.
Maybe that's what he should stay at, being governor.
How about Newt Gingrich?
He maybe should run for Speaker of the House again.
Michelle Bachmann?
She doesn't like Muslims. She hates Muslims.
Wow. Yeah.
She wants to go get them.
How about that? Some uncharacteristically tough language coming from Dr. Paul. And will turning to the attack help the dark horse candidate? Well, let's ask Jacob Hornberger. He is president of the Future of Freedom Foundation. And Jacob, well, he's always complaining he never gets enough coverage from the media. He's on the Tonight Show, for crying out loud.
Well, that's right. I mean, the tides are turning a little bit. The media is recognizing that the American people, at least those in Iowa, are discovering that Ron Paul is different from these other big government Republicans, and they're surging toward his campaign. They're learning what we've learned about this man 25, 30 years ago.
Yeah,
he's principled, he's courageous, and he stands his ground.
Well, he does, and now he's going on the attack. Do you think that's a good ploy?
Well, you know, the Tonight Show, you could tell that there was some lighthearted moments. There was an air of lightheartedness. There was some smiling. There was give and take. So it's hard to tell where Ron was really being deadly serious and where he was just playing having a humorous exchange with Jay Leno. But clearly, well, like when he's talking about Bachmann, he's drawing the line there. He's saying, look, we've bombed enough countries. We've killed enough people. It's time to bring the troops home. And Bachmann is taking the opposite position. No, we need to bomb Iran. We need to start another war. We need to get more people angry at us. We need more terrorist retaliation. I mean, it's not exactly what she's saying, but that's the logical consequence. He's just drawing the distinction, and people are responding, saying we've had enough of this, and that's why they're going to his campaign.
Well, Jacob, let me just jump in here. With the death of Kim Jong-il in North Korea, that really does bring foreign policy back into the crosshairs. And let's face it, Ron Paul has been severely criticized for basically his can't we all just get along approach towards Iran. And really, the country is would like someone who perhaps is stronger, who can stand up to the North Koreans, a mysterious country at best. How would you respond to those critics about his foreign policy?
Well, that's exactly where people are surging to his campaign. They're recognizing that this imperialistic stand up to all these dictatorships while you're supporting other dictatorships just isn't working. And Ron's bringing a new paradigm to the country. He's saying, look, let's demobilize. Cold War's over. You know, we've got relations with Vietnam. We've got relations with China. Why not relations with Korea? Why not this stand down with this mobilization, perpetual crisis mindset and start looking toward diplomacy, looking to trade, looking to cultural interactions with groups, instead of this militaristic, bomb them at all costs attitude.
Jacob, we know that Iran, for instance, is trying to build up its nuclear power. Do you really just want to put your arm around them and say, come on, guys, let's all get along? It simply doesn't work with some countries.
Ashley, we heard this with Iraq. Same thing. It's just Act 2 of the same play. WMDs, Saddam's coming to get us, mushroom clouds over American cities, smoking gun. We've heard all this nonsense. It's bogus. It's just as bogus as it was with Iraq, and that's what Ron's been saying. But absent that, look at who's surrounded. It's American troops that have Iran surrounded. Who was it that knocked out their democratically elected prime minister in 1953 and installed a brutal dictator there for the next 25 years? I mean, no wonder these people are defensive. You know, we're not saying play Mr. Nice Guy. We're just saying stop the regime change operation, stop the invasion, stop the occupations, stop attacking democracy like the CIA did in Iran in 1953.
All right, Jake, I got one last question. Let's get back to this country. And why do you think he's going up in the polls? Is it just because of the independent-minded Iowans? And what's the biggest attribute do you think the voters find in him?
He stands against out-of-control federal spending and debt. He's presented a plan for abolishing departments and agencies. People recognize he's not your standard big government conservative that preaches free enterprise mantras. He means what he says. He's sincere. He's credible. He's a nice guy. I mean, there's not an ounce of arrogance in this man. I've known him for 25, 30 years. He and his wife are two of the nicest people I've ever met. People are recognizing this is a different quality of candidate, and that's why I think they're surging to his campaign.
All right. Very interesting. Jacob Hornberger, he's founder and president of the Future of Freedom Foundation. Jacob, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We appreciate it.